Hello, this is Collins, and on this video, I'll be showing you how to display your variant images as swatches. So by default on your DOM theme, you can see here that the swatches are just the names are just being shown. You want to replace this with the image, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to your Shopify theme from home. You click on settings. So you want to create like a meta field. So what meta field allows you to do is it allows you to add extra data to your product or your variant. So go to meta fields and we'll select variants. So we're working with the variants, not product. So select the variant. So we need to add a definition. So we'll call it image URL, right? So we can just call it the variant dot image URL. So we want to expose it to storefront. So the type will be URL because we just want to use the image URLs, and that's just it. So we'll just save. So as you can see, I already have all of my variant images updated here and assigned to each variant. So what you want to do now, you want to copy the URL of each variant. So you can just right click here and copy image address. You can open this up and so this is the meta field. You want to just paste in the URL here. So just the URL, then you save. So you do this for all of the products. So you go to green, copy image address, then you paste it here. You save the same process just to. So now that we are done adding the variant images to the meta fields, you can now go ahead and add the code. So remember when you get here, you can just you do Control F. When you get to the code editor to find the part of the code that you need to edit, just type Control F and write the radius, variant radius or variant wrapper. So this will bring you to this section of the code that we need to edit. So this is the part of the code that we need to edit. If you're not using the DOM theme or you're using a different theme, how you can find the section of the code that you want to edit is you go to the page, you can right click on this element, right? So you can inspect here and you will find the class that you need to look for or the exact elements that you need to edit. So when we highlight this, you see this is the part that has been highlighted. So this is the code rendering this part. So you can just get this variance radius and we'll search for it here. So this is how you find this if you're not using the DOM theme. The process is still the same thing. So from here we can see the label, right? This is what we need to edit. So just to show you this, if we add a style here, so we can just add a style and let's give it a background color. So if we give this a background color of green and we'll save this. Then we'll go to the home page and we'll refresh this. You can see it has a green background. So we are working on the right part of the code. So what we don't want to give it a background green, correct? We want to use a different background. So what we now need to do is we need to write a background image. Want it to use a background image, not the color, and we'll now insert the URL of the image. Then we'll do this. So the URL will go inside here. So how do we get the URL from the meta field? Remember, we saved the URLs for each meta field. For each variant, we saved the URLs here. So we just need to access these variants, and that's just practically all we need to do. So to get this, you now need to go and copy the variant. So go to your settings, meta fields, variant. So we can just copy this, and we are back here. So we'll just insert this here. So remember, you need to wrap it inside this curly bracket. You put in this. So what you now need to do, you need to just put in product dot variants because it needs to loop in through. So let's just put this for loop here. And we'll save. Now we'll go to the. Now we'll go here and we'll refresh this. So the images are now in the background. Now, as you can see from here, when we add this code, the background image is changed for both the size and the color. So what we want to do now is we want to add an if statement so that it will check if the option name is color or size before displaying this. So we can just copy this label and just make a duplicate of it. You paste the second one below, then above this you write you see that if option dot name is color, if option dot name is color, show this, else show this. So on this second one we will remove the styling. So I want it to be just the way it was originally. So if the option name is color, show this, else show this with the value. So we'll just close this if statement. And if so now we'll save this and we'll refresh here again. So then we'll refresh this page. As you can see, the background is only showing on this. And we don't also want the value to be displayed, we just want the images. So we can go ahead and remove the value from this first one, just delete the value and refresh and save it again. Now I've gotten rid of the value. Now we need to just use CSS to edit this so that it looks better. What we need to do is we need to go back here. So for this one, that it's for this label, for the color label, we'll add a class. So we'll just add a class. Let's call this class color label. Color label. And we'll save this. Then we'll come back here and we'll refresh this. Just highlight here. So I usually like to write my CSS on the editor, on the console first. So you see exactly what you're editing. So if you like click here and so we need to customize all of this right now. So first of all, give it a height. Let's give it a height of 40 pixels and a width of 40 pixels. Now we'll give it a border radius of 50%. Want to position the background image. We need to write background position. We want the background position to be center. Also want to give it a background size. Background size to cover. So it won't duplicate. I guess that's all we need to do for now. So we can just copy this copy rule. Then we'll come back to the code editor. We'll look for the base.css file. So you go to your assets, base.css file. So you have to scroll down to the bottom of this page and we'll paste this CSS that we just copied here. So this is all we need. We'll paste this here. So after pasting this, we can come back and refresh this. Now you can see it is looking much better. If we want to display the values above the swatches, we want to show red, green, orange. So go back here, you come to this part of the code. So just above this input, so just above this input from here, we'll add a span. Just a span element. So inside this span, we'll render the value. Then we'll go and save this and we'll refresh. So as you can see, it is rendering the value for both the color and the size. So go back again and add an if statement, right? So add another if statement here. So you can just at this point copy this here and just place it above here as well. So if option name do this and if in this case you don't need so going back and we'll refresh this. So as you can see now, the value names are only showing for the color but not the size. But we don't want this looking like this, right? We want it to look better. We want it to be above it. So we can use CSS Flex to fix this. But another issue that you see is that you see that all of these are rendering on their own separately. So we want to find a way to wrap it together. So what we need to do is we need to come back to this code here. Then from this, after the for, we'll add a div. So we'll just give it a class of, let's say, variant wrapper. So after adding the variant wrapper around this, we'll come back to the page and we'll refresh it. Then we'll refresh it to see how it's looking now. We don't want this, so we'll come back here and select the few sets. So this is like the parent, select this few sets. Then we'll change this to display flex. Right, so we can just copy this as well. Copy row. Come back here, go to our base, then paste this here. Save. Now we need to just give this margin. So just select the variant wrapper and give it a margin. That's a margin right. A margin right of 10 pixels. So it's not all jammed up. So we need to also copy this. Copy row and paste below here. So now we have our product variant displaying as swatches. So I can select anyone and that's it. Thank you and see you on the next one.